Now we are going to start with the 12th sum of reconciliation statement. Here they are given as net loss as per cost accounting. When you see net loss as per cost accounting or net profit as per financial accounting, if they are given this, we are going to do the reverse side. Here net loss as per cost accounting, it is 3,44,800. 3,44,800. Now work overhead under recovered in cost accounting. Work overhead under recovered in cost accounting, it is under recovered means you are going to subtract, but here we are going to add because this is a reverse transaction which we are doing. Next one is depreciation overcharged in cost accounting. Depreciation overcharged, that is we are going to deduct it. Overcharge, it is in excess. Overcharge in excess. Next one is administration overheads recovered in excess. This is not Excel, this is excess. Okay, it is recovered, it is recorded in excess, means the organization has got in excess. So what I have told you, administration or any overheads which is overcharged, we are going to add, as it is a transaction which is done on the reverse side, that is as because of net loss as per cost accounting. So here administration overhead recorded in excess in cost accounting, recorded in excess in cost accounting, what are we going to do is we are going to deduct it. Next one is interest on investment. So organization is getting an income for the company, so interest on investment, again we are going to deduct it. Then goodwill written off. Goodwill written off, it is an expense for the company, so goodwill written off. Income tax paid, it is an expense for the company, so we are going to add it. Next one is store adjustment credited. Generally store adjustment, what we do is we add, but as it is a net loss as per cost accounting, so what are we going to do is we are going to deduct it. Next one is depreciation of stock charged in financial books. Depreciation of stock charged in financial book, it is an expense for the company, so what are we going to do is we are going to add. The main intention of the organization or any sum which you are doing, first and the foremost we have to see this is one of the most important factor which you have to see, whether it is net profit of cost accounting or net loss of cost accounting or net profit of financial accounting or net loss as per net loss of financial accounting. So these are the four terms where the organization is dealing with when you are preparing the reconciliation statement. So we have two terms which are going to do in a normal way. There are two terms which are going to do in a reverse side. This is the basic aspect depending on the factor which you are going to calculate, and we are going to see whether we are going to add or we are going to deduct it. Now next one is which you are going to do with the 13th sum of a reconciliation statement. So here 13th sum, what they have told us, X company maintains cost accounting and financial accounting. The cost system has revealed for the year ended 31st March 2014 a sum of 1,15,200. However, the financial accounting results difference from the figure. This one is the cost accounting system has revealed for the year ending 31st March 2014, that is 1,15,200. However, the financial accounting results difference from this figure. A verification revealed the following information. So what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is we are going to start the sum from the cost accounting. So it is net profit as per cost accounting, it is 1,15,200 because they have given the data on ending of 31st March 2014 costing system. So they have asked us to calculate the financial accounting and find out the profits of financial accounting. So we have started the sum. Profit as per cost accounting, it is 1,15,200. Now over absorption of factory overheads in cost accounting is 2,200 over absorption. Next one is provision for doubtful debts. Provision for doubtful debts, it is an expenses. Preliminary expenses written off. Preliminary expenses written off, it is an expense for the company. Transfer fees, as the fees is being transferred from the organization or from the other party to us, it is an income. Transfer fees, where the whether it may be a third party who is transferring the fees, because it may be any kind of service where the organization has rendered to the third party. It is any kind of service where the organization has rendered to the third party. So in place of that, the organization is getting a fees for the service which has been rendered. So because of that, it is an income for the organization. So what are we going to do is, as we have to see from the point of the organization, it is transfer fees received. The organization is getting a fees for the transferring of documentation, or it may be any kind of services where the organization has done. That is 3,400. Underwriting commission paid. The organization is paying the commission to the third party organization. So the organization is paying the commission, underwriting commission to third party. So it is an expense for the company. Discount on issue of shares. Who is giving discount? The discount is being provided by the organization, so it is an expense for the company. Discount on issue of shares. Next one is dividend received. The organization is receiving the dividend as it is an income for the company, so dividend received. Now under recovery of depreciation in cost accounting is 1,600. Under recovered of depreciation in cost accounting is 1,600. Under valuation, that is under recovery of depreciation cost accounting of cost accounting is 1,600. So it is an under recovery, means what are we going to do is, under recovery is we are going to write under this deduction items, because it is called as under recovery. So the term is under recovery of depreciation, so we are writing under clearly in the same statement, under recovery of depreciation cost accounting 1,600. Now next one is under valuation of closing stock in financial accounting is 2,400. Under valuation of closing stock in financial accounting is 2,400. So what is the meaning of undervaluation? Undervaluation in the sense we are going to minus. Undervaluation is we are going to minus. I'll tell you what is the reason behind. Now undervaluation of closing stock in financial accounting is 2,400. Notional interest received in cost accounting is 2,600. Selling and distribution overheads recovered in cost accounting is 15,000. So here it is undervaluation of closing stock in financial accounting. So here when you see the concept undervaluation of closing stock in financial accounting, when it is a closing stock, it is clearly mentioned it is a financial accounting. But from where we have started the business, we have started our organization business has started from the net profit as per cost accounting. But here they are clearly stated it is undervaluation of closing stock in financial accounting. So don't forget completely about this, but the concept is it is undervaluation of closing stock. What are we going to do? Undervaluation of closing stock as per the financial accounting, we are going to deduct it, because when you see in the pro forma, undervaluation of closing stock, here we are going to add, but that is as per the cost accounting rule. But here they are clearly mentioned that is undervaluation of closing stock in financial accounting. So the concept is financial accounting. When you are doing with the financial accounting, that is undervaluation, we are going to less. That is undervaluation, we are going to deduct it as per the financial accounting. So it is clearly mentioned it is a financial accounting term. So don't get confused. We have started the business, or we have started the sum from cost accounting, but undervaluation it is deducted, so we are writing in the deducting column itself. But here they'll give you to confuse why it has been given in such a way. But don't keep in mind, you have to follow in the same order as per the financial accounting term itself. So only the name they are given, the closing stock is updated only in the financial accounting, but we have started the business or sum as per the cost accounting, that is profits of cost accounting. So we have to follow the same procedure. So under recovery, we are going to deduct it itself. Of closing stock, we are going to deduct it. Now notional interest recorded in cost accounting. What is the meaning of notional expenses? Notional interest or any kind of expenses which is updated only in the cost accounting, but it is not updated in the financial accounting. All these items, what are we going to do is we are going to add. So notional, here they given mentioned clearly, notional interest recorded in cost accounting, that is notional interest recorded in cost accounting, it is 2,600. Interest, it is recorded in cost accounting, it is 2,600. selling and distribution overheads, it is 15,000. Selling and distribution overheads, it is 15,000, and notional interest recorded in cost accounting is 2,600. Next, rent received not accounted in cost accounting. We have received the rent, but we have not updated in the cost accounting books. What are we going to do is we are going to add. Next one, bank interest credited in financial accounting. Bank interest credited in financial accounting. Again, they are given the term bank interest credited in financial accounting, but we have started the sum as per the cost accounting. So bank interest credited means the money is coming inside the organization. So what are we going to do is we are going to add. So in this sum, they are given two terms, that is the organization is receiving the bank interest. One is one. Second is they are given undervaluation of closing stock. So what you do is, as we have started the sum as per the net as per the profits of cost accounting, so follow the same procedure. What are the items which you are going to add, what are the items which you are going to deduct as per the cost accounting procedure itself. So they will give you this kind of transaction to make you confused, but don't get confused on this matters. Fine. Now the last sum which you are going to do as per the reconciliation statement, that is illustration 14 or sum number 14. Here they are given the sum where either you can start the book from cost accounting or financial accounting. You can start the book as per the cost accounting or financial accounting. So when starting the book from cost accounting, we have to do in the same procedure as per this sum. If you are doing the financial, we are going to do in the reverse side, which you are going to do in the reverse side. Now as I'm going to start the sum, I'm going to show you in the both the sums, both the aspects or both the kind of transactions, and the main important format or the main important concept which you have to keep in mind when you're going to start your sum as per the cost accounting. You're going to start from the sum as per the profits of cost accounting. You have to get the balance of financial accounting. When you're going to start the sum as per the financial accounting, you have to get the balance as per for cost accounting. Fine. I'll just show you in my notes which I have already done on this sum. It is the same 14 sum which I have done. That is 14 sum. When I say about the net profit of profit as per cost accounting, it is 3,46,750. 3,46,750. I have added work overheads for 4,350. Closing stock undervalued 2,800. Depreciation overcharge 2,900. Store adjustment 1,250. Interest on bank deposits 6,150. So 17,450, and when I add, I get 3,64,200. Now deducted items is selling expenses undercharged 4,500. Administration 3,700. Opening stock undervalued, which is 4,300. Reserve for doubtful debts 7,250. Loss on sale of machine, it is 5,800. So how much I get? 25,550. So when I see what is my total net profit as per financial accounting is 3,86,650. 3,38,650. 3,38,650. So is my answer correct? Yes. Now I will show you the other side of this. Now when I'm going to do the sum as per the net profit of financial accounting, that is 3,38,650. What I'm going to do is, what are the items which I have deducted, I'm going to add here. Under absorption of selling, it is 4,500. Under absorption of administration, 3,700. Under valuation of opening stock, 4,300. Reserve for doubtful debts, 7,250. Loss on sale, 5,800. How much I get? 25,550. Now how much I have got the total here? It is 3,64,200. Now these are the items which the plus items in the cost accounting which I had added. I'm going to deduct here. Under valuation, that is work overhead 4,350. Under valuation of closing stock 2,800. Excess recovery 2,900. Store adjustment 1,250. Interest on bank deposits 6,150. So when I calculate, I'm getting 17,450. Now I'm going to find out net profit as per cost accounting. Now I found that it is 3,46,750. I would like to see in the sum. The sum as per the net profit, it is 3,46,750. So if they ask you to do in the same procedure, so here they given the question, from the following transaction you are required to prepare a statement reconciliation profit shown as per cost books, the following profits shown as per financial books. So they are given shown as per cost books and financial books. So either of it, you can start as per cost accounting procedure or you can start as per the financial accounting procedure, but ultimately the main rule is you have to get the same net profits of cost accounting and financial accounting. That is one of the important thumb rule in this sums of reconciliation statement.